podcast in the land. From the Hill Podcast with Wayne Cartwright, Damian Green, Tanaris Gooding, David Thomas, Jennifer Murray, and Corey Williams. Sit back, relax, and let
Well, hello, and welcome everybody. The family is all back together for one special night. Good people, I've missed y'all so much.
I know, man.
Likewise.
Hey, you're awesome, man. Glad to be back.
Man, it's like trying to get back the hang of this stuff again, man. All this seems foreign.
I know. I had to. You know how you log in stuff all the time and remember your password. I had to remember my password because we've been logged out of it so long, man. So good to be back.
Hey, I'm out the country, and I was just having trouble trying to log in.
Where you at, Corey?
Man, I'm in Mexico.
You know what? When I grow up, I want to be like Corey.
Oh no,
me too. No. I want to be like Corey when I grow up.
Take some shots with us, CK.
Hey, we on the wife anniversary for 21 years.
Happy anniversary, man.
Happy anniversary.
Hey. Look at Jay White just already had to remind us. I told y'all we'd be back here.
Yeah.
Hey, you ain't told us nothing we didn't know.
Hey, man. Hey, what y'all been up to, man, over the last, I don't know, what's it been, over a month, man? What y'all been up to?
Whew. Well, I've started doing 5Ks, and I have another one next week. So
let's go, Jen.
Let's go.
Y'all can have outside is what I'm saying.
Keep it up. That's a good thing. Keep it up.
I cut my hair, I cut my hair off, so I'm back down to the summer cut. Been trying to, cut back on a few pounds, so hopefully when we come back in August, y'all don't recognize who I am. You know what I'm saying? So that's the goal anyway. I ain't doing no 5Ks. I'm gonna get you a 1 miler every after I do my lifting, but I ain't doing no 5Ks. So.
Hey, Joe cut 5K, you ain't gotta run. You can walk and run.
Exactly.
Run.
Right.
And that's 1 mile more than somebody else is doing. So
you're
already ahead of the pack.
Exactly.
Right. Yeah, well, for your boy, I'm in week number 4 of outdoor track season. This is a rare day off for me. I got tomorrow night and with a high school meeting, and I got a college meet on Saturday. So I've been busy with all that, but it's been fun. And speaking of y'all with these 5Ks, when I do, like, we had like the 3,200 and the 1,600, and I see them kids trailing in the back, I always be getting the crowd to clap real hard for them, because I'm like, these kids in the back is doing way better than all y'all sitting here trying to laugh.
Man, I tell you.
For real. So, yeah, man. Dave up there in Chicago with the fam.
Yeah. Back up here with the fam. I came, when did I get here? Last Friday, because my cousin in Indiana got married. Y'all saw me post those on Facebook. Shout out to my cousin, Drea, and her new husband, Aaron, the Joneses. Kudos to them. Congratulations to them. So while I was here, I said, well, I could stay here and visit with the fam for a bit. So I'm in my nephew's room. I actually got one of their podcast mics that I'm using right now, since all my stuff is back at home in Charlotte. So it's always good to be back home in Chicago and visiting the fam, so I don't get to see them as much.
Look at CJ. Dave got that good PTO. I didn't know there was a such thing as a bad PTO, CJ.
Got a great manager too. That was just like, hey, you just work from Chicago. No problem.
Hey, this what's up.
That's what's up, man. Hey, with y'all. Hey, listen. Since we've been back on, since we've been away, there's been a lot that's taken place. Right. FAMU, you probably saw they got a new head coach in basketball. Yeah. what else is new? People had some things to say about it, but wish him best of luck. Know that it's been a tough deal. Corey, I know you got some thoughts about that one.
Yeah, it could be a home run hire. It could be not so. It just depends on how you're looking at it. Just looking back at researching him, he's been a winner. He's won on NIA, other levels, and he has a little NBA, I would say, summer league experience. But it could be unorthodox. It could be that he has other recruiting connections that other programs don't have, and so it's you don't want to talk negative about it because it could be a home run hire, just not a name. That we're so used to in the HBCU circles and big time of getting a catchy name, and sometimes that hasn't worked out in other programs, basketball or football. Getting those catchy names because there's only so many people who can. That these kids today that can identify with as far as a brand, and we know who that person is. But so sometimes you got to try to look for people who can actually coach. So I would say, I'm not a FAMU alum or whatever, but I would say give whoever time to get in and just see. It may not be the name that you're looking for, but hey, you make it have X's and O's and may have recruiting connections that others don't have because. For our head coach, for example, he can recruit international. And so, with the transfer portal, NIL, now you got to start thinking outside the box because these kids can transfer, especially when they making up NCAA come up with rules every day. They can transfer.
It definitely feel like that.
They can transfer as soon as they enroll, as long as they're, at the as long as they're meeting the educational requirements of things, so it's a new day. And so I know it's not the most catchy name, but, it could work out. It could not too. But we also understand that at HBCU, we have budgets. And so, everybody want to go get $1 million coach, but how many of us can afford those $1 million coaching, and it's worthwhile in our, the return as far as in our circles. But hey, if it works out, she's gonna seem like she's the best AD in the world. But if it doesn't, you're just gonna, as usual, just like FAMU, they're gonna, continue to give her a hard time. But just give it time. And one thing I can say, which I respect her about, even with the basketball hire and even with the football hire that she wanted, but the alumni, pressure to get cozy. She is, thinking outside the box, and whether it's what we like or not, hey, she trying to do what's in the best interest of their budget as well as FAMU. So you got to respect that. At the end of the day, on how it turns out, you still have to respect that she's willing to step out there to make decisions. That's what leaders do.
Hey, speaking of good coaches, man, I know it's outside of our SWAC bubble, and some people don't like to talk about it. A shout out to Coach Dawn Staley, man. Shout out undefeated season.
Yes, sir.
She had all her starters left last year. And she's very humble, man. Like you can't help but to root for people like that, man. And then like she has that university on the map. It's not the football coach. It's not the men's basketball coach. It's Dawn Staley. So I'm campaigning for Dawn Staley should be the highest paid coach on the University of South Carolina because she's the one that's bringing the revenue. And that's a fact.
Uncommon favor.
And T, let me. I'm glad that you brought that up because we were talking about coaches unorthodox doing things. She is in the state. When people talk about states, these red states. She is in South Carolina.
Facts.
Okay, she's an African American female coach. She wore Black Lives Matter T-shirts in the state of South Carolina, where some of your own alumni base really dragged them and dragged her about that. But she stood on what she believed in. So you have to respect that. When I talk about leaders who are willing to step out there to stand up on what they believe in, she is one who's done that and has been successful and reaped the rewards of that. So you have to respect that. And no one never thought South Carolina in anything would be dominating any sports. And she's doing it in women's basketball when you had the UConns, the Tennessees, Even some of the other programs.
And she's more popular than what's his name, Dabo Sweeney out there now. Yeah. Like she's more popular.
So you have to respect that. And so when people don't realize, when you step out there, a lot of our schools, they go by what the boosters and go by what the money people, and they just do those things. But she was independent, and she did her program her way, willing at all costs. And if it would have went south, of course, they would have hurried and got rid of her by taking those stands. But she reaping the rewards, and that's why she's successful as she is. So shout out to Dawn Staley. And we got a Dawn too. We're gonna talk to her a little later.
We're gonna talk to Dawn. Dawn.
Talk to her here in a bit.
For the people out there, we feel like our Dawn is gonna do the same thing for HBCU that Dawn Staley
is
in Alabama.
Hey, and I think it would be irresponsible of us if we didn't acknowledge Coach names right here out of Jackson State. Yeah, she's done a great job at Jackson State too.
Tamika Reed.
Yeah, Coach Tamika Reed. I mean, they say Jackson State will give us $1 million if she does get there from Jackson State. She deserves it. But we about to end all that, man. Y'all gonna want y'all.
We about to end
$1 million back.
Dawn, a new day is here, and she's gonna do for HBCU in Alabama what Dawn Staley did in South Carolina. And so folks don't think it be done. They look at the big schools like the SEC in basketball, Tennessee, UConn, and then in HBCU world, they look at what they call the big three. But I think Alabama A&M, hey, folks don't know what they in store for is on the map. So
yeah.
Did you come up with that, Corey? That dawn of a new era. Did you come up with that?
I did. The
you got that way.
New day, but I said dawn of a new era.
Man, I love it. I love it. So, hey, listen up to everybody out here. Just want to say thank y'all for joining. We're getting ready to get into our segment for tonight. But before we do, just like to thank you all for tuning in. Make sure if you have not already done so, hit that like button. Also share. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us on all of our social media handles, and subscribe where you get your podcasts, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all those different things. And then also just something that I have across the bottom of the screen is about football season tickets. So all that information is going to stay across the bottom of the screen for season tickets. So there's different ways that you can get involved with the drive to 5,500. I included the pricing, all those different things. So y'all know what it is. So tonight, we are so privileged to be joined by someone that is well known in the SWAC. She played for and graduated from Jackson State University. She also led Prairie View to the NCAA tournament. She also previously coached the last 5 seasons at Arkansas Pine Bluff. And as of April 5th of this year, she recently became the 6th head coach in women's college basketball at Alabama A&M. So it gives From the Hill podcast great pleasure to welcome for all of you this evening none other than head coach Dawn Thornton. Welcome.
Hello, great Bulldog afternoon.
Welcome.
Great Bulldog afternoon.
Yes, it is a great Bulldog afternoon, and it is great that we have you on From the Hill podcast. This is something that we've had in the works for a little while, so we know that you've been making the rounds. you've had a lot going on, and so we're just so thankful that you get to spend some time with us. And we've got a lot of viewers who are watching as well, and some of you that are out here that have questions. As time permits, we'll be able to get some in for you. So, Coach Thornton, if you would, just for me, before I let our esteemed panel get going, just talk about how it's been over the first now 2 weeks for you at A&M.
Let me first, I'm Southern, I'm missionary Baptist. Let me First, so give honor to the great man above is in all seriousness because this is a dream come true for me. I thought that coaching at my alma mater was something that I would like for it to be the silver lining of my career. But I'm gonna be honest with you, Alabama A&M has embraced me, my family. Y'all, this is next level type love, and so I appreciate y'all. I apologize that I'm in the car right now. However, I'm sure that you all will give me a pass. We got future Bulldogs in Huntsville, and we were in the process of setting up the locker room and getting everything situated. And my assistant coach right now is driving me, and she hitting all the bumps. So I'm sorry for those who are sick. I feel next Friday, like stop hitting the bumps. But I appreciate y'all. Thank you so much, and this means a lot to me for you all inviting me on the show. So again, I do apologize that I'm in the vehicle right now, but it's really been a blessing to be here. These first 2 weeks have been a complete whirlwind, but it's been embraced with so much love, so much support. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I couldn't see myself in a better situation right now where I am in my career, and I'm just so grateful and so humble to be representing the Hill.
Awesome.
Cool. So, Coach, first of all, welcome to Huntsville again. I hope that you I hope that you are enjoying the Rocket City so far and able to catch a break and enjoy at one point. But you did talk about recruits. Tell the people that are watching your philosophy on recruit. What type of young women are you wanting to bring to the locker room and to the classroom at Alabama A&M?
The first part of being a student athlete is definitely the student part. I inherited a program where every young lady on this basketball team previously and currently holds a 3.0 GPA or higher. And I think that AD Bryan, as well as our compliance person JP, I think that they showed me that on purpose, intentionally letting me know that this is the standard, and I embrace that. And so, in the past, we've done a really good job as far as monitoring our student athletes academically in the classroom. So academics is always first, and we want to make sure that we can recruit great students. On the other side of that, we want to make sure that we're bringing in high character kids. We have a lot of things that to offer at A&M. It's a special place to be, and to be honest with you, everybody doesn't deserve to wear AAMU across their chest. And I want to make sure, even when I'm talking to my recruits right now, every time that I got on the phone with AD Bryant, Dr. Bryant, he said, "Good Bulldog morning, good Bulldog afternoon." So every recruit that we have an opportunity to talk to, we want to embrace that Bulldog pride. The biggest thing about recruiting, in my personal opinion, is having these young ladies to be in a program, and understanding the value of being at an HBCU, but leaving here and being 100% invested into their institution. How many student athletes come through HBCUs and they don't give back, or their experience across campus dictates their passion or their longevity as far as donating and giving back to the program. So we want to have people who and young ladies who are locked in to that vision, wanting to put Alabama A&M on the map. Talent is always going to be something that we're going to look for, but honestly, we're going to do something a little bit differently. We want some high character kids that's going to want to embrace the Hill and want to put us on our national brand on in everybody's living room. That's what we want to be able to do.
Coach Thornton, this is David. Appreciate you being on the show with us. One thing that I wanted to mention is not basketball related, but more about Dawn Thornton, the person. So you have like this great big personality that just like radiates on through every interview that you do. You have great charisma. You speak with so much confidence. I want to know, has that always been Dawn Thornton, or this is someone that you had to grow into? Because one interview that I listened to, of course, you have the nickname, the Diva Coach, and you mentioned about sprinkling a little bit of diva in everything that you do. So just talk about that. Yeah, a little sprinkle right there. Talk about that personality. Was it always there? You had to grow into it. Give us a little bit of information about that.
I appreciate that. David, I was actually on the phone with the recruit this morning, recruit's father this morning, and he said, we were playing you at a such and such school, and he said, I walked past you and I wanted to speak to you, but I really didn't speak to you because you were looking like, don't you say nothing to me. And I said, and one, I really don't remember who I don't remember that moment, but my whole life, I feel like I've been an underdog. I feel like I've been in positions and places to where I've had to prove myself. I was bullied in elementary school and middle school, and I was bullied so bad in middle school, I actually transferred schools from the 7th grade to the 8th grade. And so I wasn't this confident, big personality type of young girl. You think about it, I was 6 foot in the 8th grade. And I don't know about you all, but I guess the average height for guys in like the 6th grade was like 5'8", 5'9", right? And
I didn't
so
even make it there.
right, okay.
I haven't made it to 5'8". I'm still trying to get there.
I'm at 5'9" and I stopped. Like I've been 5'9" for a long time.
Well, I'm up there. I ain't like y'all.
And but in growing up for young girls, young chocolate brown girls that grow up in urban areas and neighborhoods, it's not really poured into us that you are enough, that you're beautiful, that you're bold, and you can walk in a room and you can own a room. So growing up, when I walked in a room, because I was always the tallest, I dimmed my light. I never wore heels. I kind of walked with my head down. I didn't always speak clearly. I just didn't want to add any more attention on myself because I honestly think that I was bullied because I was different. Well, at some point, when I went to college and I met my college coach, Coach Denise Taylor, the way she carried herself, the way she walked, the way she could handle people and embrace the community, embrace alums. When she talked, everybody listened, including us. And I said, you know what? That's another Black woman that has poured into her team. And I want to be able to be that same woman when I walk in a room. And I had to make up in my mind one day that you are enough, and I had to be unapologetic about who I am. Everybody can't handle me, but those who know me know that I always speak from a place of love. I always would give somebody my last. You know, one a good interview question would be, and they didn't ask me this. This may be a corporate America question. It's like, tell me about your strengths and your weaknesses, right? My punchline, and this is true, is my weakness is my strength. Because my weakness is I always put we before me. So even if that means that on the backside, I end up getting the short end of the stick, or I don't get the things that I'm supposed to have, or I feel that I deserve to have, I'm going to make sure everybody else is okay. That's who Dawn Thornton is. And the diva part is something I just embraced when I pledged Delta. Shout out to Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. So, I would just, I just embraced it, and it was a beautiful thing. And I love who I've become. And those who can't handle it, I'm sorry. But, those who do, y'all need to come on over to the other side because I got a lot of great stuff. You know what I'm saying? I got a lot of great stuff.
Most definitely. And I think that's one of the things that makes you a great coach, because you're personable, you're relatable, and people do feel comfortable coming up to you and speaking to you. And when I saw the press conference, everyone was just so excited, you being there. And like you said, the Bulldog Nation looked like that they just rallied behind you and definitely embrace you. You put that A&M hat on and it was all over. So you definitely have that personality. and I love it.
Yes.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I wanted to embrace the moment, putting the hat on. I don't know if you could see. I just like put it on and held it for a second. I needed to embrace that. I felt it.
Hey, Coach, this is CK Williams. First of all, we want to say we love your personality and we want you to be you and continue to be you. But I want to circle back to what T. Goodwin was saying, because recruiting is to me, it's the lifeline, a life of a program is recruiting. And in your history, you've been able, and especially with NIL transfer portal out there, in your history at UAPB, you was able to get 4 and 5 star players. And of course, some of those girls, went into the portal. And at A&M, we had some, a few players who went into the portal. How do you plan on? Because we want to win, and I know you know that we want good students, but we want to win. How do you, as far as with recruiting, do you still think with today's how the transfer portal and everything, are you still able to get those type of athletes at A&M, and what are we able to expect?
Well, if you check the Carfax, one thing. One thing that I do a really great job of is recruiting, and I'm gonna be honest, and I'm speaking very humbly. Recruits love my personality. I got Zay Green and Star Jacobs to commit to UAPB before stepping a foot on campus. So recruiting is something that I do naturally. I come from, my dad is a politician. My sister is a politician. So we've been selling ourselves for a very, very, very long time. But I've never been in a situation to where I can sell stuff. And at A&M, we got a lot of stuff. So I'm
Yeah.
really excited about the type of athlete that I can recruit here. I'm sure that we have official visits today and tomorrow, but I'm sure that we've been really, really, really stretching everybody thin with planning this big weekend for our recruits that we have coming. Um, we have a lot. We have a lot of kids. Y'all in Huntsville? All
I'm
right,
in
No.
Ohio.
I'm gonna let y'all know where we gonna be at tomorrow. And you want to just peep in?
Talk to the
You wanna
people.
see?
Talk to the people.
We got we. This probably the biggest that we look like a football recruiting class tomorrow. That's all I'm.
Okay.
All I'm gonna say is y'all don't know if it's gonna be Thornton or Maynard tomorrow, but it's gonna be an entourage tomorrow, and we gonna maroon and white this thing out in Huntsville. And so, but recruiting is natural, and that's one thing that you can go to bed knowing that we're going to recruit the best. And it's not all about talent, it's also about fit. And
Correct.
so being able to retain the young ladies in this program that fit my system is something that we've been working really, really hard on doing. And we've been successful. We've been successful. So you'll see some of that as well. I'm sure that a lot of tweets are gonna go out next week with committed, 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 committed. You're gonna see all of that. So I'm sure that you're gonna be really excited about the product that's gonna be repping the brand.
Awesome. And just one follow up. Yeah, we did have some girls that go in the portal. Normally when new coaches come, how do you feel? Because it's the pressures everywhere, and all of athletics is to win. So how do you handle as far as players, as far as once they get in the portal? Because I know it's not mandatory that you have to get them back. How do you handle that? Do you make sure that it's the right fit first, since so much is pressures is to win?
You know, um, I know I'm supposed to win. Now, let me say that again. Now, I know I'm supposed to win. That's first thing AD Brian told me, Dr. Brian. I need you to win. So I told him, and I'm gonna share this with you all too. I don't really like the word pressure. I really don't like that, because a lot of times our student athletes, they don't even respond to that word well, you know.
Mm-hmm.
However, I always find something positive in everything that I do. So the way that I pivoted from that is I don't consider it pressure. I consider the A&M standard. So that is the standard. So with me being, representing this program, this brand, winning a championship is the standard. And because there's no excuses why you shouldn't be able to win. You know, although for those alum who listen, I need a donor to write a check for the women's basketball program. We need some NIL money. So, we won't talk about 11 to play. Y'all invite me for part 2 so we can talk about that too.
We
But
definitely
We
we
will.
need we need to sweeten this NIL.
What Ty said right there.
We need to
Right
Exactly.
there.
That's collective.
sweeten this NIL money a little bit because I do know Jackson giving them girls some NIL money and you want to beat the man, we got to step it up a little bit. But until we get to that point, in all seriousness, we want to be in a situation to where we can get good quality kids here, and so good quality kids that will embrace my philosophy, my mentality, my passion. If you can see my passion on the sideline, just know that I'm hiring three coaches that have that same type of passion. And that's the type of player that you're gonna see for A&M. We were in workouts today and just talking to them about continuing to push through, holding your head up, being excellent in everything that you do. That has to be the message from day one. And that's what we're gonna require from them, and that's what we're gonna push them to do.
awesome.
I just have to piggyback and say it's a lot of engineers, a lot of Bulldog engineers in these chats. Y'all open up these wallets.
I think, look, because I know, like, isn't it a big, and I'm not from Alabama, so if I get this wrong, just kind of correct me. But isn't it like a big rivalry between A&M and Alabama State, right? Isn't that a
Oh,
thing?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I thought
Yeah,
so.
we gotta
So,
correct you because we don't say that school's name. We just say that school down the
That
street.
school down
well,
the street.
well, when that school down the street played UAPB last year, that school down the street, someone wrote that women's basketball coach from that school down the street a $40,000 check to the women's basketball program.
Mm.
They gave her the check at the game. So, yeah, I know somebody need a tax write off. I know we need some
Oh,
tax.
yeah.
Yeah, they
Them
do.
wallets, Bulldogs, open these wallets.
Yes.
Open the wallets.
We're going to make sure you get what you need.
We
Yeah,
appreciate
absolutely.
I appreciate it.
All right, Coach Thornton. First of all, thank you again for being on the show. We appreciate you so much. I do want to piggyback to your announcement, the day of your announcement, and as I was running the live stream, oh my goodness, it was so much support for you, but it was also a lot of shout outs for your family, especially your sister. So I do want to talk about how that support. It was like, oh my goodness, her sister has her back. Her sister has her back. So, can you talk about how important your family support structure is for you and how it helps you to do what you do as a coach?
That's a great question. I come from a really, really small family. My mom was the only child. My grandmother was the only child. All my father's siblings are deceased, and my sister doesn't have children either. So it's just my sister and I and my son. And so, I was the only athlete in the immediate family. So my family has always supported me. I was raised by my grandmother and she passed last year. I'm sorry, year before last, and she died at the age of 99. So I got these old school roots in me. My grandmama didn't play, like slap you in the mouth, So we are Mississippi Southern through and through. And my sister and my parents do a really great job of rallying behind me and supporting me, because the dynamics of Cedric and my husband and I, with Sid coaching at all the different various places that he's been, and we've always been apart from each other. My family had to do a lot of carrying a lot of the weight for me with Cam, with me here, and so it's just been a blessing to have them. I guarantee you will never find another fan like my sister. And if you're sitting in a section around her and you are quiet, she is going to make that whole section turn up. So I'm just telling you, does not play about a quiet gym. She's gonna walk the whole time. Security ain't gonna say nothing to her. Like, she on TV. I don't even know what she could. And I was look. She was recording me at the press conference, and she stood in front of President Williams. I was like, no, please. He can't even see the phone. He leaned over a little bit to try to see, and I was so embarrassed. But I love my sister, and I embrace her because she's very, very, very genuine through and through. And my family is like that. My mom. I have a really small group, but they support me and they love me, and you gotta have family because alums hard on you when it don't go the way they want you to go. So you gotta have some strong roots for some family that's gonna love on you a little bit.
Awesome. That's pretty dope. So, Coach, all right, I got a couple things, and first off, I'm gonna hit the Wayback Machine for you. I'm gonna take you back a decade ago, when you were at Prairie View. You all went to the NCAA tournament and you faced the UConn Huskies. How was that meeting Gino Auriemma in person, and what did you learn from that experience?
To be honest with you, and you can go back and pull that stat sheet up in 2014. We outscored UConn back in 2014. It was 2 20-minute halves. We outscored UConn the whole second half of the game. And I think once we got the biggest issue or the biggest challenge for our schools are when you walk in that arena and you see the fans. See, it's not necessarily the skill set. It is, though. Don't get me wrong now. It is a big difference, but the fans listening and hearing and being in that type of environment. And UConn at that point, I guess, they were coming out back to back to back. They had Stephanie Dolson, I think Brianna Stewart or Stewie was on the team.
Yep.
It had 3-4 girls seemed like went first round draft pick, But our kids, again, that team, my players that was at PV with me that year, they were very, very, very confident. They're confident young women, the way that they carry themselves. You just have to get over the hump. You got to start off hot to have a chance. And we didn't start off hot. I remember the year before we made it to the NCAA tournament, we played Baylor with Brittany Griner and Odyssey Sims.
I remember that too.
The score was probably 5 to 48 at halftime. Because it was just the fact of knowing that Brittany Griner is down there, and all of my kids was thinking, please just don't dunk on me. I don't want to make So, our kids have to get over the hump. But again, we didn't have the portal then. So you got kids that has played on these different teams now that's not really feeling that pressure and those adversities. So it's a lot different, and I'm glad that we have the portal so we can level it up a little bit.
Okay, and then one now I'll take you back again, way back, but I'll take you just 1 year ago. All right, you take UAPB into Fayetteville, and you pick off the Razorbacks. Talk about just the gratification that came from that, and then also the mindset that you would like a win like that to be in your players and also in your coaches moving forward, as a belief that this can be that this can happen more often.
Wayne, I honestly will tell you, I felt the win the day before. So in practice, when we were in practice and we were just getting shots up and listening to music and just kind of relaxing, I was watching how the players how my team was taking shots, and I stopped the drill, and I told them, because one thing about that team at UAPB is they don't want to ever lose. Losing is the worst thing that can happen to us. It's just like it was the end of the world that we took a loss. But getting those shots up, I told them, you have to see the ball going in the net before it leaves your hand. And
Mm-hmm.
I need you taking those type of shots today, tonight. So tomorrow, when the ball leaves your hand, you will already know that the ball is going through the net. One thing about the Razorbacks, they're known for their offensive game. They want to outscore you. They score in volumes, but being able to defend you is something that they don't hang their hats on defense. So I think that we did a really great job of scouting them. We made the perfect substitutions, but I was feeling it the night before. I talked about it with my staff, and we sat down and we went over it. And even when the game was over, it's like 7, 8, 9 seconds left, and I'm just like looking at the clock. And when the clock ended, I stopped and didn't move because I'm like, okay, we got another quarter. We got another quarter. And all I can see is my kids running to me, and I'll be honest, I've never. And then we got in the stands and we was like, "Who are you rooting for?" You. And we shut the gym down, and it was
Yeah.
the most electrifying. You could only imagine how those fans were feeling that night, and we rode the wave. It was beautiful, and there's no better feeling than that. And I'm gonna be honest with you, having that, being able to see you, being able to be in HBC and you able to do that,
Mm-hmm.
that's something you want to do over and over and over and over again. In the preseason, before we played Arkansas, I think we lost to Mississippi State by like 11, Oregon State by 12. We went into overtime, Clemson, I think, or something like that. We have been right there. So we've been trying to get over the hump, and being able to actually get over the hump. Oh, it was a beautiful thing. It was beautiful.
So, Coach, my next question is, I don't know how long it's been, or if you ever you're at the same university as your husband. How does that make you feel?
It's beautiful. We've never, I know, even when we dated, Cedric was at Texas Southern and I was at Prairie View. Um, and then Cedric left and went to Alcorn. And then I went to Jacksonville, Florida. And then I went from Jacksonville, Florida to UAPB, and he went to Grambling. I honestly think in dating a coach, those are conversations that we had early on and throughout the dating part. And a lot of people may not understand it, but he supports me in what I do as a coach, and I support him in what he does as a coach. And we already understood. We already like came to an agreement and an understanding that we may never be at the same institution. We may always be apart until he's in a position to where I ain't gotta work, or I'm in a position where he doesn't have to work. Because I don't think that either one of us were ready in our career to make the ultimate sacrifice and leave Division 1. So we understood that and we got it. And I think right now God has a sense of humor. I'm gonna tell you, because our son has been working my nerves, right? And I'm like, he needs his dad. At this point, he's about to be 8 years old this summer. For all of those who are listening who has sons, I'm not trying to be this bold woman that's gonna raise a boy to be a man. My son needs his dad, and right now, as he's about to turn the corner and smelling himself a little bit, or whatever, he needs his dad. And I'm thankful because I don't need the distraction of having to go to the school and y'all have me on the news because my son is, because I'm that mama now, because my son is not acting right at school. So I'm thankful that we're in the same spot, and we're really happy to be here.
Good, good.
Hey, Coach, going back a little bit to what you mentioned earlier about fans in the stands, right? And so, listening to a Twitter space you were on last week, you talked about being in Huntsville and you wanted to make sure that you create a presence, in the community with the team. Talk a little bit about how you plan to go about doing that and why that's so important about creating that presence in the community.
Well, I'll honestly say when it took me a minute when I first got to UAPB to learn different people who are connected to the community and churches and stuff, because I'm, again, I was raised in the church, so I'm gonna be in somebody's church. Now I'm gonna be in somebody's church on Sunday. So that's where I started with just going to church and meeting certain people, and I encourage the city of Huntsville to reach out to me and let me know and help me navigate where we need to be. Where does women's basketball need to be? Because I understand that this creates internships for our young women. This creates scholarship opportunities. This creates an opportunity for them to be involved in Greek organizations. There are so many advantages that you'll find from being a part of and being involved in the community. And I, I'm a Delta, so I believe in community service. One of my main pillars of my program is always service before self. So I want to be in a situation to where we can, saturate the Huntsville community and be present. So all of the alums who are listening, watch this. I'm gonna show you how gangsta I am. Watch this. Hold on. I want everybody to get ready. I want y'all to write my number down. My cell phone number that I had when I was in college. My number is 601 665 7252. 601 665 7252. Wherever women's basketball needs to be, we're going to pull up and be present. We want to be in the Huntsville community. And like you said, for my press conference, I'm reachable. You can touch me. You can say, Coach, come on over here. My dad raised me. We don't go to Walmart. We go to the local grocery store. You go support the local grocery store. You know what I'm saying now. You know what I'm
Piggly
saying.
Wiggly, Win Dixie.
You know what I'm saying. I ain't even gonna say the Win Dixie. I'm talking about you support the local grocery store.
Oh yeah, the local, the
Our
mom and
grocery
pop.
Right.
So
That's it.
on the corner,
Right.
Miss Jane's groceries.
Yeah, June bugs.
There you go. There you
Yeah.
go. So wherever you need us, we've even like on Thanksgiving, we load groceries in elderly's cars at grocery stores, and people trying to tip. We don't want money. We just want you to know we're here for you. It might be a little black girl, little chocolate girl, little Caucasian girl, little Hispanic girl looking up to these women's basketball players that wear this maroon and white oh so well. And I want them to be able to say, you know what? I want to be just like them when I grow up, because it is bigger than the basketball. So I'm present, and I need somewhere to go. Y'all tell us where to be. We're gonna be here all summer. We want to pull up and show up.
we got
Hey, let me pull this comment up real quick. My answer to you, Mr. Darren Branch. You just got the number.
Right.
You just got the phone number, Mr. Darren Branch.
Put me in the game, Darian. I mean, what we doing?
It's never been that easy.
Yeah, well, Coach, your personality and your outreach in the community is going to show dividends, because that's our fans, our community. Love that, and so you will see. You will be welcome to the Bulldog family. But you mentioned, as far as about one of your coaches was driving you, and I know the Bulldog Nation wants to have an idea of, can you disclose to us your coaching staff if you can?
I do believe that I can talk about. I brought with me Coach Brianna Brown. She was with me at UAPB. We were assistants together at Jacksonville University in Jacksonville, Florida. Coach, and that was her first. She's only been coaching basketball for 4 years, but she learned and played under the best. She's a product of Coach Yo from Ole Miss. And she's very, very, very detailed. She put on a post workout today, and I don't know how they were able to walk out of the gym. Played Listen, she played professionally overseas in Czechoslovakia, if I said that correct.
You did.
Yep, and so she's played on the high level. She's in the Hall of Fame at JU. She's done a phenomenal job. I also have with me Coach Erica Sisk, and Coach Sisk played at Ole Miss. She also was the director of player development at Ole Miss for the last 2 seasons. So I brought in an SEC dog that knows how to develop players and train them at the high level. She put on a guard workout today, and the guards was crawling off the floor. So I'm thankful for that, and I'm still in the process of making one more hire, and that's going to be my last piece of the puzzle. My GA played at a high level. She played at Euler, University of Arkansas, Little Rock for 4 years in that program, and she won 20 games every year playing under the great Joe Foley, who was highly respected in the women's game in that conference. So all I can tell you is it's gonna be special. Just as much as I wanted to make sure I brought in that I'm bringing in the right players, I wanted to be just as enthusiastic about my staff. And so I'm just as happy about the ones that I've connected with, that I have with me here right now. And I'm just thankful for them. And so it's been a blessing to have them. They believe in me. They want to see me do well. And look, let me tell y'all. Listen. They can't hear me, but I'm gonna tell you something. They're all products of PWIs, right? So when we
Mm-hmm.
come to homecoming and they see like the band, and you ought to see them, they be looking around like, "What's that? They do that? What's that?" HBCU love is just hits different, and Coach Bree had an opportunity to go Power 5. Let me say this: Coach Bree had an opportunity to go Power 5 when I transitioned from UAPB, making 6 figures, and she turned that down to come to Huntsville with me. So
Wow.
I'm just saying, I got people that's committed to me, to this program. They love it here, and this is gonna be home. This is it. This is it.
Well,
This
we want this. Well, we want this to be home for you.
I appreciate it.
Now, Coach, I know we talked about coaching, so I kind of want to pivot into scheduling.
Mm-hmm.
So, word on the curb that a big team, that A&M has scheduled a big team to come to the event center, also known as the Palace at Normal Hills.
Yeah.
So, could you let us know what team that we have scheduled that is coming? What big team? What big school team that we have that is scheduled to come to A&M?
So y'all thought we was gonna be real cool like that. Nope, I'm not sharing.
Hey, disclosure.
AD Bryan, Dr. Bryan, and I, we collaborate very well together, and I want this to be special. And that's, I told him I want to do something different. I want to do things that's never been done. I think outside the box. I think outside the box. So if you snooping around Saturday at 10 a.m. if you're snooping around Saturday at 10 a.m. We're gonna have some recruits on campus about 10 a.m. tomorrow. I think they're gonna be somewhere around the event center upstairs or something. But how outside of the box we think. And I know that we want to probably do a special promo for that. And so I don't really want to leak any of that information. I want to do that the right way. And so, AD hadn't told me that I can say that, and I'm not gonna say it, and I'm gonna be ready for him to see exactly.
I'm gonna add to this. The reason that question was asked because Dr. Bryan said, "Ask her what big team is coming to the hill."
He sure did.
I texted back. I said she won't take the bait. He said, "Laugh out loud." I was waiting. I don't know if that was a test or what, but it was from him.
Well, he didn't tell me, so I'm not I'm gonna stay on his good side. So no, but when I'm sure that we have been in conversations with a few teams because AD should have told you that it was more than one. It was going to be two. But I know that we want it to be very, very special. And so the rumor is true. I don't know if you've heard who it is, but I will not confirm.
No idea.
I
I'll
have
be
no clue what y'all
surprised when
talking
it
about.
comes out.
Right.
You need to get your seat. Listen, do we have season tickets? You got to have season tickets to show up to this game. It's going to be that special. I need floor seats sold out and season tickets. We need record numbers this year. Y'all talking about the standard. The standard ain't the standard if the gym ain't packed.
Talking to the people.
We talking about we want to have a winning culture and we want to do some things that's never been done before. In order to do that, as an alums, you got to do some things that's never been done before. You can't write the $500 checks anymore. We need the $5,000 checks.
Preach.
Get
Come
one
on.
season tickets. We need you to get 2 season tickets. We got to have all of that. We got to have it.
And let me jump in and say this. As a season ticket holder, I don't live in Huntsville. Even if you get season tickets, even if you don't live in the city, that money goes to help support the program. So don't think that just because, I don't live in Huntsville, I don't need no season tickets. I don't care if you live in Tacoma, Washington. Get season tickets because that money goes to help support our athletics, especially our women's basketball team. So that's my call to our alums that don't necessarily live in Huntsville. I don't live in Huntsville, but invest. That's a big investment that helps our programs out.
You're exactly.
And I'm gonna add to that too, Jen. Like all of us on this podcast, we are alum from the university. We got media credentials and could get in the game for free, but we don't. We buy season tickets. We don't just go in. We still purchase the ticket. So if we can purchase the ticket and could just go in, I think everybody should be able to do that too.
Yeah, because I think the last game I went to, I have media credentials, but I also had a paid ticket.
Right.
So again, they just over there. No. We invest in our program. So just like we invest,
we don't get a discount.
Well, Coach Thornton, you will see me on the floor because I have floor seats and I have some season tickets in the stands for guests. So we stand behind what we do and we're gonna be there to support you.
Right.
And I'm gonna say this to you too. Also, even when I was at UAPB, I paid for floor seats myself. So I believe in investing back into my program as well. And we have to do that. If you see how women's basketball is changing and how popular it is, in my mind, in my vision, we're going to make Alabama A&M a women's basketball school. And in order to do that, we have to get the fans and the support and the financial support behind us. And I know that that's so hard for us to do. Sometimes it's just making that little soft commitment. We like to talk noise when it's time to talk noise now. I'm an HBC alum. I'm in all the group chats, so I see it all. I listen to whatever. I see the comments. You ought to see me.
That's what it be on fire, don't it?
Look, I be tweeting. I said, let me just this. I'm gonna get in trouble. I said, but listen. Look, you can't brag if you ain't giving.
Correct.
Right? We gotta get you. You can't complain if you're not giving. So it's really about that. We're at the point in time now with basketball, football. We gotta give. And I appreciate you. I appreciate y'all giving. Look, they say we'll take the one that jingles, but we rather have the one that folds.
That's it.
Coming to America.
We've been in church a long time now. We do know about that.
Coming to America.
In a minute, I'm gonna start calling you evangelist now. You preaching up here.
I'm Baptist now. I'm Baptist.
And since Dawn mentioned season tickets, I just want to let everybody know. She mentioned football. If you purchase football season tickets, like the Drive for 55, you get first priority in basketball. So we all need to come out in droves for both programs, and you get first priority in basketball with football season tickets. So
we're gonna follow what's going on the ticker across the bottom.
So we're gonna pack
going the whole show.
So
for
we're gonna
season
pack both.
tickets.
So we're gonna pack both.
Yeah. So coach, so this is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna show a few questions from the group, and then I'll get you out of here with one question at the end, which is the perfect send-off. So my best friend, Mr. OJ Oscar Sullivan, Coach Thornton, give us your Mount Rushmore of college women's basketball players all time.
Everybody asked me this question. Women's basketball. I grew up in the Cynthia Cooper, Lisa Leslie, Cheryl Swoops, Kim Perot. I'm old school. Houston Comets, 1990. What was it, 96 Houston Comets team, 96 97.
Yeah.
I'm old school. I'm old school to the core. I love the way the game has changed, but I'm a Cynthia Cooper, Cheryl Swoop, Lisa Leslie fan. Like that's me. That's it.
Same.
That's it. Diana Taurasi, Sue Bird. I grew up in all of that. Those. I'm an OG to that. So I'm going with all the old school players.
All right. Then Bulldog Ty, can Coach speak on her insight on nutrition and her knowledge to elevate the program in that category?
That's a good question. I was walking in my locker room today looking at the type of snacks that's in our locker room. And all of them are I was a little shocked. We got Fruit Cup over here, we got granola, we got Cliff Bars. So recovery is definitely essential to an athlete's total well-being. And so that's really important to us also. I've been in the cafeteria one time before, but we talk to our kids about nutrition all the time and making sure that they're putting the right things in their bodies. Sometimes you're in a situation to where you can't pick and choose what you're going to eat depending on where you are. And we understand that, but they'll do enough running, Ty, to where, we'll make sure we got fried chicken Wednesday, fried catfish on Friday. We're going to get that up out of them. So we're gonna do our, and I do know, I think we do have training tables. I'm still learning the lay of the land, so to speak, right now. I haven't moved to Huntsville. So since I've been hired, I've only been back once. So I'm really just still trying to get adjusted. So once I can kind of get in the flow of what things will go, I'm sure that we're going to make sure that everything is put into place for them to be successful on and off the court.
All right. And Jay White, Coach Thornton, how did you feel when you took a full tour of the new event center? Any favorite areas of the facility?
I was just like, when I walked in the gym the first time this year with my team, I was like, Lord, all my kids gonna be like, oh, they got this. Look, that's what all of them said. Zay Green said, "Oh, Coach, they got a bike," because we ain't had no bike, and so. And so she was so excited to just be able to warm up on a bike. And it's beautiful. My favorite part of the event center is the locker room. The locker room is beautiful. And and my staff and I, we actually worked in the locker room today. I love the locker room.
All right. Now there's two questions that are the same. So since OJ, you already had a question. So I'm gonna go to Demetria Gillen, who asked the same question. What is your theme song, Coach?
I done did it stuff just to live this here life.
Yeah. Love it.
That's my song. And I'm a Jeezy fan too. I love Jeezy. So anything by Jeezy.
All right,
I love
man.
it.
Y'all heard that. Okay, band.
Yeah.
I love it, man. I love it.
Play that when y'all come.
I love it. And then this is just some of the comments that people said. Talk to him, Coach, the one that folds. And then Nick Riley, man, she's so Jackson. Good luck, Coach.
Uh-oh. What does that mean? I'm a winner. You right, Nick. I'm a winner. You right. I'm so Jackson.
That's it. Hey, these have been some great questions, and I'll just finish with my last question, which is this. Now, many people, they've heard me, go through the annals of history about college basketball and from the HBCU level. Never in the history of the SWAC has a women's team won a tournament game, an NCAA tournament game. What would it be? What would it mean to you to lead Alabama A&M to the tournament, because they've never been to the tournament, but then to also become the first coach of a SWAC women's team to win an NCAA tournament game?
I think it's definitely possible, but you have to consider a few things. You don't stand a fair chance of winning the first round of the NCAA tournament, going into the tournament a 14 and a 15 seed.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's going to be hard. That, you got to really and truly get a 12 or 13 seed. And that is very much possible, depending on your strength of schedule outside of conference. It doesn't really help you to beat a UAB and you turn around and then you play a shorter college, a close margin game,
Right.
But you got to be that's the reason why, and by all means, I want to make it clear now, I am a bulldog right now, I'm a bull dog, okay? But that's the reason why my schedule looked the way that it looked last year when we were at UAPB. We played the Oregon, we played Oregon State, we played SMU, we played North Texas, we played Arkansas, we played Ole Miss. We played all of those schools with every intention of beating every one of them. And if we knew that if we could beat some of those schools, we were going to put ourselves in a position, if we came in conference and we handled business in conference, that we would be able to get a higher seed than a 14 seed.
Mm-hmm.
And so you got to plan it early. It doesn't happen late. It's not about winning. It's not just about winning your conference. You got to win outside of conference. You got to give yourself a chance by getting a higher seed. So I think my focus on is making sure the strength of schedule is going to be where it needs to be. But you got to put together a team that's going to prepare you for that. See, it's cute. It's cute to run through conference. It's cute to win in conference, but you really got to lock in and take care of business in the preseason. That's where the challenges come in at. And so, but you got to make sure your roster is ready for that. So that's the main focus for me right now, for my staff right now, is making sure that we can put together a roster that's ready to compete in the preseason. And we're steps in that direction right now.
Well, Coach, I did a full tutorial on net rankings. In fact, I did 2 of them and showed people exactly what you were talking about. And what blew everybody's mind, including everybody on this panel, is that you could go 10-8 in the SWAC, and you will have a negative 22 differential. Yep. In points gained in the SWAC. So that supports your whole point about doing well in the non-conference. So this is great. I know everybody here, the people are still pouring in, people still commenting, people are loving all the energy here. I love everything about this.
That personality.
Yeah, and I can't wait to meet you in person. I know I live in Ohio. I am going to come down for twice during football season. I'm going to try to make it there during basketball. The crew knows, indoor track be working me, but I'm going to try to get down there and meet you in person. Definitely.
So hold on. We got to press pause. So I can't come back on this show until you give me a commitment that you're gonna come to a game this year.
Put it on him, Coach.
That's it.
Yep.
This this is not gonna be transact. It's not gonna be what can Thornton do for you.
Yep.
It's we gonna bring this thing full circle.
Yep.
And let me step on some toes. I'm gonna step on a few toes, right?
Go ahead.
When Jackson State play, you see how they fans look in the stands, right?
Yep.
Mhm.
So I need us in the stands.
Yep.
Hey,
I gotta have. So I understand that it's difficult to travel, but everybody travels for football. Why we can't travel for basketball?
Yeah. Well, everybody here on this panel, they can speak for me. Y'all, they know I'll be there.
well,
So they know I'll come down. I'll come down from Ohio.
well,
Like I said.
For women's basketball.
Oh yeah, no, I will come for you. I will come for you.
Okay.
I'm coming for you.
Coach Thornton,
And tap me on my shoulder.
It's recorded. I'm definitely said it. I ain't no joke. I'll be there. I'll tap you on the shoulder.
Let me know
if
you
you
are
ignore
here.
me, I'll holler your name until you turn around and see me.
hey,
Now I will say this though, and CJ just made a good point, and we coming for number one though. A&M did average more folks in Jackson State in basketball. So with that being said,
Yep. Serving notice. Just telling the coach standing on business. Everybody just saying she throwing it down.
Coach Thornton, well, we're gonna challenge Bulldog Nation to really show up and show out and show their support. And I don't know if you was on earlier when I talked about Dawn Staley. I told him we got the new Dawn of a new era. But the same thing that Dawn Staley did in a South Carolina or Republican state, red state, school that they never thought that they'll be at this, heights in any sport in South Carolina. We feel that our Dawn is going to do this in Alabama at Alabama A&M.
I'm so humbled, and I don't feel any pressure.
Because she know it is the standard.
The standard.
Yeah,
I'm in here on the phone with y'all, and I got a Power 5 recruit waiting on me in the restaurant right now.
Well, hey, we finna let you go.
We gotta let you go.
Right. We gotta go take care of that.
Hey,
Go take care of that.
with all of that said, go ahead, coach. Go ahead, coach.
Saturday about 10 o'clock, about 10, we got a little spot for alums to say, hey, y'all come on to the hill. So don't, y'all want to pull up on me. We're going to be in the event center.
Gotcha.
Yeah, you're gonna have
Gotcha.
everybody there.
So everybody has seen, everybody has heard. This is Coach Dawn Thornton, the 6th head coach in A&M women's basketball history, ready to do ginormous things. The mandates have been given. She has provided her phone number. She has let y'all know that she can be found. She is not hiding from nobody. That includes basketball opponents. That includes recruits. That includes administrators. That includes alums. That includes people that talk smack from the other teams.
Let's keep her from hiding from that recruit. Let's go on in that restaurant. So
we like to thank you. And we say God bless. And we will be talking to you up this road.
I appreciate y'all. Thank you so much for having me. And anytime you all need me to show up, I will be present. Thank you.
Thank you, Coach. We appreciate it.
Excellent, Coach. We'll see you.
Go Bulldogs!
As always, go Bulldogs.
man,
Yes,
listen,
sir.
Coach got me ready to suit up. Now I ain't gonna do nothing but ride the bench, but I'm ready.
I have a uniform at least.
Hey, 100% though. I'm definitely gonna come for a women's
Gotta
game
make some
because
travel
I know
plans.
that I know that they've done the new
supposed to.
scheduling.
Yeah,
They've done the new scheduling.
I think that's what they're going to. I haven't seen anything official from the SWAC yet, but I think so.
Yeah,
That's
so
what
the
they're
word
gonna
is it's going to be Thursdays and Saturdays.
do. Gotcha.
Yeah,
Wayne,
Thursdays
let
and
me know
Saturdays.
when you, excuse me.
Man, the comments are just rolling in.
Wayne, let me know when you're doing your travels. That way, all 6 of us can be there.
Yeah, bet. I'm planning. See, that's why I need to see the schedule because I'm looking at doing SWAC indoor again.
Mm-hmm.
And hopefully we're home that weekend while I'm in Alabama, or regardless, I can come early or stay after. But regardless, that's when I'm planning to do it in February.
Yeah, like you did, I think. And I think the last time you did that, it worked during the tournament.
It worked during the SWAC tournament. Yeah. So yeah, I'm definitely, well, like I said, I'm coming 2 visits for football, but I'm planning to do my basketball trip in February around SWAC indoor track championship. So But regardless, man, I'm gonna be there. So, but man, this was some awesome stuff, y'all.
Hey, good information, man. I'm
And,
motivated. I'm excited. I'm glad we.
And Bulldogs, y'all heard her open those wallets and get in that car and get in them things.
Yeah.
Can't hear you, Wayne.
Oh, you can't hear me?
There you go.
Okay, make sure everybody you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Now, as you saw, we've done here a special episode. Now, just because we're on a bit of a break, it doesn't mean that we won't be coming back with anything else special. Because y'all know Bulldog News happens every single day.
Every day.
Every day. So I hope everybody learned something tonight. I hope everybody has been more inspired to give. I know I've been inspired to give more than what I've been given.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know that I want to see my programs win. Also, just so everybody knows, baseball is still going. So they've got some home dates. So if you're around, you see them playing, come see them. Softball, same. Golf just concluded with the SWAC championship yesterday. Track and field, they're traveling on the road. They've got SWAC outdoor coming up in 3 weeks, going down to Baton Rouge, down on Southern's campus. And then y'all know transfer portal is running hot and heavy right now. So keep apprised of that. Now, just with the transfer portal, if I may say quickly on that, I know a lot of times we focus about people leaving, but you should also look about what you can get in. You can pull some people in. Because there are a lot of guys out there that are going to be looking for a place to play.
Right. And it's no secret that you don't want best players of Maya Simmons. She transferred out. Don't forget she transferred in from that same portal. So
absolutely.
The portal giveth and the portal taketh away.
Yes, sir. So those that have not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. And yeah, man. Get those season tickets, man. Football tickets, get them. And also spread the word, spread the wealth, because we're doing big things. So great to be with y'all again. Shout out to our boy DT. He's studying for a final. Shout out to Corey, who joined us from Mexico. Shout out to you, Big Dave, from Chicago. Jay the Great way down there in Birmingham. And then Huntsville's very own right now, Mr. T. Gooden.
And that's Big Birmingham. Thank you.
Yeah, Big Birmingham. I'll give you that one. And I'm your man, Wild Wayne Cartwright, coming to you from Groveport, Ohio, just outside of Columbus.
Oh, I need to mention one more thing.
Go ahead.
Tomorrow is $5 Friday.
Yes, it is.
Make sure y'all get y'all donations in. You go to the A&M website, or you could donate from the Bulldog Sports app.
Yep. Just like they said in Coming to America, donations.
Right.
We need it, y'all. We got to have it. So great to be with y'all once again. Shout out to Coach Dawn Thornton once again. She was awesome. Shout out to everybody that watched our show tonight. God bless everybody. We'll see you soon. We ain't strangers. We'll be around. God bless. Good night.